I think we're live. So welcome to one more brownbag session. My name is Daddy. I work as a developer relations here at Code Monitor 2. We are a software boutique. We can help you with many services. Like we have a lot of services for team augmentation and evaluation for your team. You can find out more in our website. Check it out. It should be in the video description, hopefully. Today, I'm going to talk about OpenCode and Ollama. That it's been very awesome for me. I'll show you how you can configure everything, how you can set up on your end and use it. Basically, that's it. Very simple, and it should be very quick. OpenCode is just your alternative to Claude Code and Codex. It's basically a tool, an agent that you can use for helping you with programming in your projects, and that's the thing. That's what it does. It's open, which is very awesome. So you have access to the code. You can do your changes if you want, and due to that, it's a lot easier to debug. So that's OpenCode. To install it, it's very simple. You can go to the website, the docs, and you can install it. Then you can start playing with it. And I won't show you how to install it because it's very simple. By the way, it's implemented in Ban, the Ban runtime is JavaScript, by the way. And it's pretty simple. The installation is pretty simple. So let's go to what matters. So let me go to my terminal here. I was doing some experimenting here, but let's open a new session here for OpenCode. I'm this project here. That's a workshop, by the way, that will happen next week on JS Nation. We will be talking about Node REPL. It's a nice module, and we will know how to use it to improve the developer experience of your team. So let's use this project as an example. Once you installed the OpenCode, you can call it as a command in your terminal. So then you install it and you get that running. And that's the OpenCode running on a URL on a path here. So as you can see, the path is below. It has two types of agents by default. So build, and you can see that in the bottom right here, build agent and plan agent. I have one more. I created this one. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. That's OpenCode, pretty simple, and you can ask questions to it. So for example, what's this project? For example, let me go with the plan 8 or build agent, not the security one. Okay, so you can ask questions. You can see that it gives you some information about context. It tries to let you know how much you spent with the during the usage. It shows you the MCPs that you have, so it's pretty beautiful. By the way, it has a lot of themes that you can choose. And yeah, so it got this very simple question. So that's the OpenCode. Nothing very new in the interface, but it's pretty good. The idea of this session is to show you how to configure that with Ollama. So you should have Ollama installed, and it's pretty simple to do that also. You can download it. You can install it, for example, in macOS with Homebrew, and you can even build it from the source. And it's very, very simple to do that. I'm on an M3 chip for Apple chip, and it's very simple. Like how you can get that running. You can just clone the code and go straight and run it, and that's awesome. But you don't need to. You can download it and just start using it. And I have this. I have Ollama running on my computer here. So Ollama, as you can see, let me increase a little bit of the size of the font here. So I have Ollama here. I can, for example, list the models that I have. Oh, it's not running. I need to get the server running. So let's do this. This, okay. Let me see. Okay. Okay, that's wrong. Oh, just Ollama list. And these are the models I have. As you can see, I have some that are local and some that run on cloud. And that's the first thing that you should know about Ollama is that, of course, you can run models locally, but you need enough hardware for that, as we expect. And I don't have too much power, for example, for running the Qwen3 coder here. So in that case, I used the Ollama infrastructure to run it, and I'll show you how this works. Basically, in Ollama, you have this option that's Ollama Cloud. And in the cloud, you can basically you get a subscription. And once you do that, you will be able to run models that are from cloud. So notice that I can go and run, for example, Qwen3 coder. Claude here directly, and that's it. That's what you do. As you can see, if you connect to the ollama.com, it's not local. So if I need, for example, internet connection for this model to work, but I can, of course, run models locally. So I'm gonna run Qwen3 as an example. You just keep that, and this one is running locally, and hopefully this won't like crash my stream right now, but just the model. Where are you? So it's been very, very simple to get your own models, like not your own models, but get models running locally. And that's awesome. And I think that's a great way to get into the game, you know, like experimenting with multiple models and see what they can do. And that's the thing. That's something that I've been doing. To get the models running on the OpenCode, that's what we're going to talk about. It's very simple. The OpenCode has this file, that's the OpenCode.json. And this file, it's usually located at least in my Mac OS. You know, I don't know how it should be on Windows, but in Unix-like systems, it should be at your home folder .config/OpenCode, and you can put that file there, and this will be the global configuration. You can also get this configuration per project. So you can have a project, and in the root folder, you can put an OpenCode.json file, and it will work for that project specifically, and that's awesome. Okay, so it's very simple how to get your Ollama model running inside of OpenCode. You just need to get this provider thing set. So look at this. I have the Ollama provider, and some stuff here just for the OpenCode know how to call the API, and it uses this AI SDK that's compatible with the OpenAI. That's basically what rules all these integrations because it was the first one. You give it a name, you give it an options, so I can put the URL that it should call, and then I can set the models. So as you can see, I have more than one model here. Where's the list? It should be somewhere. Let me close this. So in the list, I have a few models, and then you can configure the models here. So let me get, for example, Qwen3, let's say. So the way we do that is just we get the model ID. So for example, Qwen3, then you give it a name, Qwen3. Pretty simple, right? And then this model should appear in the models list, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see, let me go to the OpenCode here. That's it, and reopen it. I shouldn't be doing some sort of live coding here, but let's see. So you can see we have a lot of providers here. I configured a bunch of them. So we have the default one, OpenCode Zen. Uh, that's maintained by the OpenCode team. And they have two models for you to use. They are free. You can go ahead and use them if you want to. And they are available after the installation. You can just install the OpenCode right now, and you get the models configured so you can use it. I have some Anthropic here, but let's go to the Ollama. So look at the Ollama provider here. I have Mistral, and I have Quentry. Just configure that. Let's see if it works. Hello, let's say, just to see if it works. Notice that it calls the APIs here. So it probably won't work, I don't know. Because for a model to work inside of the OpenCode, it has to be the capability of calling tools. And that makes a lot of sense. So depending on the model, it won't work. But I think that it's gonna work. Yeah, it's calling the API here. So yeah, it worked. It even showed me the thinking, because that's a thing that Quentry does. So pretty simple. We just got the model working. And for the cloud version of it, it's also simple, but it can be tricky because the documentation is not very good about it. It says, okay, you can put the global, the model like from cloud, but it does not show you how to do that. And if you search for the the Ollama API, you get some kind of outdated version of it. So that's pretty bad. But that's why I'm here, to show you how to do that. For that, I decided to create another provider. And the thing is, a provider, you can give it any name. Of course, there's a list that we will see in a moment. There's a list that contains all the existing providers like OpenAI, Anthropic, and but you can also define any provider if you want, like if it were a custom provider. So I did that. I have Ollama Cloud, and same thing. Give it a name, your options, and the trick is in the options I put this. I tell them that, okay, I tell the OpenCode to use this URL, and then it to go directly to the cloud. But that's the thing that I'm doing, because there's two ways for you to use cloud models. The first way is using an API key. So if you have an API key, Ollama API key, and you want to connect it, even though you don't have Ollama running, you need to set up these options here. Okay, so that's something that you need. Okay, let me just change the model here so you can examine this. So let me go to the Quentry coder. Notice that even if I stop the server here, the Ollama server, it will still work. What's this project, for example, is something that it's going to work because it will go directly to the Ollama API. But if I don't have an API key and I still can use, if I have Ollama running locally, that's a lot easier, because it's just a matter of getting this model here replicated right here. And I think we're good. Okay, because if I have this model here, let me give it a name, local API or something. Let's see if it worked. It worked, so it knows what to do. It calls the API. I don't have the server running. Let me try again. Let's see if it got two Quentry coder. Let's see. Ollama. Okay. It's like it didn't work. I didn't save the file. So let me go again. This is live coding models. This didn't work. Try, because what I want to show you is that You can use the same provider with Ollama, of course. And then you can run not only local models, but also with the cloud. You know, you just call it OpenCoder. Coder. That's it. And let's see again. I will even open a new tab here. Let's see models. Okay. It's still here. I don't know if it's gonna work. Hello. Yeah, it's unable to connect. Let's see if I get the server running, it works. Because it makes sense. The way it's gonna work now is kind of the default way, you know, to go through the local server and then go to the cloud. Let's see if it goes, if it works. Yeah, I think it's gonna work now. But you notice, like, I can use the same, yeah, you know, it works. I can use the same provider in the case of Ollama and using the cloud models, and it's gonna work as expected. But if you don't have this possibility, you have OpenCode and somebody else has the subscription and they give you an API key, you can go ahead and do that. The other thing that we just did, you know, we had this section here. Okay, I'll keep them separate because I want to keep it like that. But of course, to get to use using an API key, you need to provide the OpenCode, the API key. And to do that, you need to call the OpenCode auth login. And then it will ask you to select a provider. As I said, you have a list of providers that you can pick, but there's no Ollama, and that changed. But you can go to the other. Where is it? Pick other. Then you provide an ID. So it's kind of you are just adding your own provider. So if you some ID here, for example, before I set the Ollama Cloud, for example, and Ollama because I had to set both. And then you enter your API key here, and the OpenCode will save that. And then when you use that model, you can go to get the API key and use to perform the calls. And that's amazing. Then you have all these options to set up the Ollama with OpenCode, and then you can use it. Of course, with Ollama, you can do with OpenCode, of course, you can do many other things like MCPs. For example, you know, you can have an MCP, configure that. As you saw, I have one here. Okay, I closed this. I shouldn't have done this, but that's it. Let's open it again. So as you can see, I have an MCP here, and then I can ask things like how to do error handling or centralized error handling in Fastify, because this application is a Fastify. And then it will perform its things, but I think it should. I don't know if you used that. If you used that, I don't think so, because what I wanted to do was to call the MCP. So let me do something like this. Let me try Fastify caching or something. And then I'm telling it to use the tool like the MCP server, and then it will use that. So that's it. You know, as you can see, it's calling. Something's broken here. I don't know what's going on, but it's calling the MCP. And yeah, you can also have your own agents here. They are also pretty simple. If you remember in the beginning, I showed you the security agent. Just created that with this command here, and then you can provide what the agent should do, and it will get the instruction prompt for you, and that's it. If we go to the config file, OpenCode, as I said, there's this folder agent here, and then it will have the information about it and know how it should perform, and that's it. And to create that, it's very simple. Just execute that command, provide the information, and then it will generate this instruction prompt for you. You can change it, you can improve it, and this is going to work as expected. Another thing that's great about it, that I like, is the troubleshooting. I found this very useful and very simple to use. I had problems to set up Ollama Cloud, and with this troubleshooting guide, I could get to the solution, and it was awesome. I could look to the logs and what the tool was doing, and I think that's a great thing because it's open. You can troubleshoot it. You can go to the code if you want. So let's say you get any specific error, you can go to the source code. You can see what's going on, and that's amazing. You can even fix it if you want. So that's awesome. And OpenCode also has a great community in Discord, so you can get into them, ask the developers, and get solutions for your problems, or get advices on how to use the tool, how to do things with it. So I love this. And you may wonder, like, if I have Claude, if I have Codex, should I do this? Like, should I go to the OpenCode? And I don't know, actually, because the thing is that all these tools are, at least, I work with Claude Code, and OpenCode now, and both are pretty good. They are not the same, so people think that if you get two different tools like this, like those, and use the same model, they will perform exactly like alike, but that's not true. The way that the agent works depends a lot on how they prompt the LLM. So it depends on how they talk to the LLM. So it depends a lot. So you cannot trust this like that. You get the same tool, like different tools with same model, and this is gonna work. But for me, OpenCode has been very good, and I like it. I'm still experimenting with it. For example, this MCP and agent stuff, I just made it for this talk to see how it should go. That's why I got this silver, maybe. But that's the life. So yeah, I think that's it. Like, this is OpenCode, very simple. This is Ollama, and how you can run models. I didn't show any model locally, but I can do that. So let's go with, I think I did actually. So Mistral, and select it, and what are detect that for this product, and then it's gonna work. So if you have enough power, you can get even Quentry coder. Just go here, look for the model you want. For example, Quentry coder. I think I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but Quentry. And then you can pick any of this. So if you have enough power, enough RAM memory, you should be able to run these models here. And then they are local. You don't need to be afraid with some privacy issue or something. They're all on your machine, and that's amazing. And that's how you get into the game. So that's it for now. I basically showed you how to do that. This is just a follow-up on this blog post, this one here. So you can get more information about OpenCode here, and how you can set up that. And that's it. I hope to see you next time. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave in the comments, and See you.